SocialEdge interviews social entrepreneurs who tackle some of the world's biggest problems. They are pioneers of innovation that benefit humanity.
My name is Nick Talarico. I graduated from George Washington University in 2002. I had every intention of going home to New Hampshire and running my family businesses. And that worked out for about 3 years. And then through a friend, I stumbled across an organization called Forge. Originally started helping out with fundraising. 3 months later, I ended up in a Forge refugee camp in Zambia. And at that point, I decided to go home, sell my car, sell my home, leave the family businesses, and move to Stanford full-time, where I work Forge half the year in Stanford and half the year in Zambia. So my first day of my first time in Zambia, I met a Sudanese refugee by the name of Paul, who had been working with Forge for a couple of years. He was outside of the camp at this point getting some medical treatment, but he traveled to the camp with us when we headed up. And just talking to him, his story was he came from the Khartoum region of Sudan, and he came back to his village one afternoon, and it had just been sacked by rebels. He couldn't get to his family. He knew he had to flee, and he ended up spending the next 3 months effectively still in the bush. And it didn't die down, so he couldn't go home, and he decided to head south to the Democratic Republic of Congo. In Congo, he was captured by other rebels, tortured and beaten, and managed to escape, headed further south to Zambia, and ran into the UNHCR and arrived in Maheba refugee settlement in northwestern Zambia. Through the help of one of the local leaders, he was able to secure a sponsorship to secondary school. He graduated near the top of his class in secondary school and ended up running across Forge as they were building their Maheba-friendly library, which is now the largest library in a refugee camp in the world. And Paul was brilliant through the process, led everybody, became the library's first president, and served for 2 years. As those library boys taught themselves to lead, Paul was kind of their leader. So he was a leader among leaders. And after 2 years, he ended up applying to college, and he is currently in his second year of university at Cavendish College in Lusaka, Zambia. To me, what really touches me about my relationship with Paul is the fact that we have nothing in common. He's a refugee from Sudan, and I'm a rich white kid from New Hampshire. But our core philosophies are shared, our vision for the world is shared, and what we hope to see in the future is shared. So that is what touches me most about Paul and many of the refugees we work with. When I give an answer about how I'll see the world in 2017, I feel like it should be very hopeful and inspirational, and I don't know if that's completely fair or realistic. I would love to say that, global warming will be reversed and that there will be world peace and every belly will be full and disease will be eradicated, but I don't think that's realistic. If we're building a cathedral, we're not even on the frame yet. We're still working on the foundation. But every day, every week, every month, I see more and more good people starting to work on that foundation. And I think that with 10 more years of hard work, we'll see more progress. We'll make a dent in the issues that we all care about. And 10 years after that, perhaps we'll have a lot more people making a lot more dents.
SocialEdge is also on SocialEdge at socialedge.org.